I want to show you how to build a franchise that actually works. Stop before you call the lawyer. Just stop. If you are thinking about turning your business into a franchise, just stop for a second, okay? Most founders, they start with lawyers. I start with systems. Don't go to the lawyers yet. You're not ready for that kind of thing. If your business can't run without you, it can't scale with someone else. It doesn't matter if you're going to franchise or not. I just left a meeting about an hour and a half from here with a wonderful, wonderful company, group of people, and they want to scale. But in order for them to scale and to grow, we had a whole meeting today just about the foundational things that have to be in place. It's the same kind of things that have to be in place for you. You've got to have the systems in place. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a franchise that actually works, one that is scalable, one that is profitable, and that one that is built for the long game, because franchising is really about the long game for you. So stick with me to the end. I will give you the exact franchise launch framework that we use at 10X Enterprises that will help you as a founder to start your franchise the smart way. I want to give you the operator's roadmap today. That's really my goal. I'm Brett at brettcpayne.com. And also I'm the CEO of 10X Enterprises, and I've built and franchised two brands from scratch to global networks. And now what I do is help founders go through the same kind of process as a fractional franchise development team member. Our team is here to help you grow. When I built my first franchise, I did think that the lawyer was the starting line. I thought we had to get attorneys first. That's how we start this process. But that is not the starting point. Don't ever let anyone talk you into that kind of thing. The real foundation of starting a franchise is making sure that your systems are just really bulletproof and rock solid. It's those daily operations that make the business run smoothly so that anyone can copy that, but you've got to have it in place. It's got to be documented. So let's walk through these 5 steps that show you exactly how to build a franchise that's going to scale and not fail. Step number 1, build a system, not a store. Build a system, not a store. Most founders try to franchise a concept instead of a company. They have an idea, and instantly they start thinking about how can I scale this idea, but they forget to actually build the company. They don't get into the weeds of what actually has to happen. Before you can start thinking about selling locations, your core business really has to run like a machine. It has to have clear roles, repeatable processes, documented workflows. Even if you don't want to start a franchise, you still have to have those things in place for you to be able to go away for 30 days and everything not fall apart like a house of cards. But especially if you want to license out to different areas for other people to license out your brand, or if you want to franchise, which is a slightly different business model, you have to have those systems in place. So many times, people have come to me, business owners have come to me, said, can I go to lunch with you? Can I go to coffee with you? Can I have a meeting with you? They tell me their concept, great concept. They want to franchise. Can you walk me through that idea of franchising? I say, yes. Can you show me your operations manual? Now, that's a general way of saying, can I see your systems? And I would say, I'm not being hypothetical here, but 99 out of 100 times, they do not have an operations manual. They don't have any systems in place. If your team can't follow how to run the business without you standing over their shoulder, your business is not ready for franchising. We can help you with that, but I have to take you back to kind of the beginning so we can start you through that process. Remember, you're not building a store, you're building a system. And if this kind of clarity helps you, I want to encourage you to hit the subscribe button, because I share frameworks like this every week to help you franchise smarter and not harder. Step number 2, protect the brand. Once your system is stable, get it stable first, then you have to protect it. That means you need to get a trademark, you need to get training manuals, and you need to get internal playbooks. Now, those things are not suggestions. So if you are going to franchise, you cannot franchise legally in the United States or in Canada without a registered trademark. So sometimes we go through this process and we go, okay, let's see your logo, let's see your name, right? Is it trademarked? And if the answer is no, or I'm thinking about doing that, just hit the brakes, okay? You have to hit the brakes because you can't franchise your brand where people, as part of the agreement, they are buying the rights to the name and the rights to the mark, the logo. If they buy that and somebody else can take it, then you've got a massive problem on your hands. What that means is that if that other company has trademarked your name or trademarked a mark like yours, and they see that you are franchising, they can come to you legally, or their lawyers will, and they will put a cease and desist on your name and on your mark. Now, let's say that you sold 2 franchises, 5, 10, whatever, it doesn't matter, and they have that name up there or that design, and you've got this other company saying, no, 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 shame, shame, you can't do that. Do you know what has to happen? All those locations have to change their names, and they have to change their signage, and they have to change any kind of marketing material that has that on there, and they have to change their logo. Well, who's responsible to pay for all that? You are. So if you want to save yourself a fortune, which you do, don't make the mistakes that so many brands have made when they're going to franchise and they forget the step that they have to trademark. Now, it's painful because I know you love your brand, but you may not be able to franchise your brand. Okay. That's just the truth. The name might be taken. You might have issues, but we've got to solve this problem to be at the very beginning. Of course, we'll help you solve these kinds of things. No one's going to tell you this information, but I'm telling it to you here. It's very, very important. You've got to protect your brand. And your brand obviously is more than the logo. It's your standards. As I said, it's your systems, it's your training manuals. You can't put out what's called a franchise disclosure document without having a table of contents of your training, your operations manual. You need to have these internal playbooks, lots of things to put in place before you go to legal. Don't jump the gun so quickly and go to legal. That's a small part of this. I know it makes you feel like a franchise, like I'm filed as a franchise. Who cares? If you can't sell one, it doesn't make any difference, right? It's your story. That's your brand also. We got to protect these things. So you want to lock these in before you let anyone else jump on that bandwagon and take the steam from what you're doing. Step number 3, design your franchise model. Now, this is where we talk about the structure, right? The pricing, the royalties, the support, all these kinds of things. Every part of your model should align with how your business actually runs. If you overpromise support, you're going to kill profitability. If you underprice your royalty, you will strangle your growth, because a franchise is built basically on 2 revenue streams. The sale of your franchise itself, which is the franchise fee, and then the aggregate of the royalties from all your locations paying a small percentage in, but it builds up to a bigger number that helps to oil the machine to keep the thing going. Well, if you underprice your royalties or you don't have a system in place to collect your royalties, you can't grow unless you're going to keep selling franchises, but you're going to exhaust that game. Okay. Don't exhaust the game. So you want to build a model that's going to reward both sides, the franchisor and the franchisee. So let me ask you something. If you could clone one part of your business perfectly, what part would it be? You could put that in the comments on this video, because that's the part that's really going to define what your franchise system is going to be. Step 4 out of 5, create your sales infrastructure. This is where most people or franchises at the beginning, this is where they stall out. They think that the FDD is signed and that because of that, somehow leads are going to come in. That is a bunch of nonsense. That's not going to happen. There's 5,000 franchises in the United States, which 80% of them, I believe, don't have more than 2 locations. It's some kind of, don't quote me on that, some kind of crazy number like that, okay? Franchise sales are their own business, and you need the right infrastructure to handle them. And I've told people many, many times, and I've used this as an illustration, you might be the best in the planet at installing gutters, but running a gutter franchise is a completely different business. It's a different mindset. It's a different financial structure. It's a different legal structure. It's a different sales structure. It's everything. Everything is completely different. Matter of fact, legally, you need to set them up as 2 different businesses. So that means you've got a CRM that's designed for franchise leads. You've got a follow-up system that's just for franchise leads, not for your people wanting gutters. And you've got a clear qualification process for your partners. So you're not selling ownership, you're inviting alignment. I tell people all the time, we don't sell franchises, we award franchises, right? It's not something you pull off not just anyone can have one. How do you decide who's going to be the franchisee in your territory? Well, the way that you're going to do that is you're going to look at that territory and you're going to make a very simple decision. Is this person the most qualified person I can get to make the most money from this territory? Not just for them, but remember, you get a piece of those royalties for you as well. Step 5, launch with control. Before you go big, go small. Start with a pilot group, a handful of franchisees who really prove the system is working without breaking it. A lot of franchises, they just sell all kinds of things. They get overwhelmed. They don't have the capacity or the control to manage all the things that are going to happen from all kinds of places around the country or maybe even the world. You got to watch how they operate. You got to document what's breaking and then fix it before you scale further. It's okay to go slow. I know you're anxious. I know you're excited. I know these things. Go slow, or at least process it with a few, and then start to grow exponentially. Every franchise brand that lasts scales through structure. They do not scale through speed. It happens because you have a very, very good structure. If you're serious about creating a franchise right away, I want to encourage you to download my franchise launch framework. I have it there for you. It's the same checklist that we use at 10X Enterprises to help brands go from one to many without losing control. If you look in the description, you're going to see that free resource available for you there. Remember that franchising, it's not paperwork. It's not about the attorneys, okay? It's proof. That's what it is. It's not paperwork, it's proof. It isn't about lawyers and logos. It's about proof. It's proof that your system works. It's proof that your brand can repeat success without you. Build a system first. You got to build it first, then you scale it. It's got to go 1, then 2. Don't reverse the order. If you want help creating your franchise the right way, please go grab my free franchise launch framework at brettcpayne.com/franchise-launch, or check out our resources right here on 10xenterpriseshq.com. The link is in your description, and I will see you there.